What's going on, guys? My name is Eldeniro and welcome to episode 9 of my Leicester City career mode on FIFA 15. If you guys are still enjoying this series and wouldn't mind leaving a like on the video early on, that would be absolutely awesome. As you can see, we're starting the action off with a game at the King Power Stadium against Manchester City, a game I was really not looking forward to as it coincided with my jump to legendary difficulty essentially, and I knew that there was no way I was going to get anything out of this game against a team with as good an attacking line as City have, especially when they've added Oscar to the mix as well, because, you know, they didn't have enough attacking talent, I guess, so they wanted someone who could put David Silva on the bench, and they brought in Oscar to do just that. But we were playing in the snow here, and it was always going to be difficult because, I don't know, I've spoke about this before, but I have something wrong with my eyes, and it's really difficult for me to play with the snow. I wasn't expecting it to be so, I don't know, like the contrast of the bright ball on the bright pitch just didn't make any sense to me, and it was really difficult to follow what was going on. But you see, Joe ended up hitting the crossbar there in the 10th minute, and then 3 minutes later City came on the counter-attack and broke the deadlock just 13 minutes into the game with Stevan Jovetic getting the goal, and he made it 1-0 to Manchester City. I've got a question for you guys actually that I did with my FIFA 14 career mode, and it was quite fun to see the comments, but since I've changed to legendary, obviously things have gone pear-shaped for our season. We got, like, Nugent picked up an injury. By the way, look at this on the screen right now. Oscar ends up getting in and scoring because Wes Morgan stopped Schmeichel from getting to the ball. Like a complete breakdown in communication in the defence, a lapse in concentration leads to a goal for Oscar for Manchester City. But my question for you guys was to just leave a comment and predict where you think I'm going to finish in the league this season, because I think we would have a very sort of like a huge variety of answers. I think there'll be some people who have faith in me that I'll get the grasp of legendary really quickly, and then some people will think I might get relegated. But that goal, I don't think I said enough about that goal. That Oscar goal, that's the worst goal I've conceded this season, and I was so angry after it happened. But in the 49th minute, Manchester City came forward with Jovetic on the ball again. He plays it to Sinclair, who finds Clichy on the edge of the area. He finds Yaya Toure, and the Ivorian striker hits his shot just wide, but a very good shot nonetheless, and it could have gone in on another day. And just past the hour mark, Jovetic gets in to make it 3-0 and essentially seal our fate. I mean, I had no confidence in us anyway from the word go, from the kickoff in this game, but this was like the one that sort of ended it all. You know, I knew nothing else was going to come in the game, but we did bring on Schlupp onto the pitch because he is a good impact sub to make. He's got the pace, he's got the power, and Vardy picks the ball up in the 75th minute, playing it in towards King. The ball comes to Schlupp, who has a shot from distance, and but for the deflection it might have done something, it might have gone in. I actually don't even think it was deflected, but in the 88th minute, Manchester City came forward with David Silva on the ball. He plays it into Sergio Aguero, who turns the two defenders expertly before crossing the ball into Frank Lampard, who converted to make it 4-0, and we got what was coming to us with that. Really, it was poor defending overall, but Mackay Steven got a shot off in the 90th minute, which probably looked a lot closer than it was because the commentators were saying how bad of a shot it was, but then again, the commentators are idiots, so that shouldn't surprise anybody. But a 4-0 defeat, and we kind of just got what was coming to us essentially. Now, this is something I want to talk to you guys about. On the screen right now, the chief executive has sent me an email saying that we're at risk of losing all of these players on the screen because their contracts are going to be up. So I went into Andy King. I figured he's a player I want to keep around. He's a decent midfielder. He wants 20 grand a week, and I cannot offer him that because I want to strengthen the team in January. So I also looked at who was the other player I looked at, Richie Delat, and I had to offer him a lower wage, and they both wanted 20 grand a week, and I think that this is some arbitrary coded definition of what a player in the Premier League should earn, and I think that's why they want 20 grand a week. But what really irks me about contract negotiations is that there's no middle ground. It's all or nothing for the players. You know, if you don't give them the wage they want when it comes to renewing their contracts, that's it. But our next game is at the Boleyn Ground, or Upton Park. I don't actually know why they call it the Boleyn Ground from time to time, but Noble's corner in the 21st minute was punched into the back of the net by Kasper Schmeichel. That's what happened. It's literally an own goal. At first I thought it was a West Ham head, but no, it was Kasper Schmeichel punching the... Why is this happening to me? Why did he, like, why did Wes Morgan stop him from getting to the ball leading to Oscar scoring, and why did he punch the ball into his own net? I don't understand. I've put it on legendary. You have to cut me some kind of slack here, EA, for crying out loud. The goalkeeper punching the ball into the net to give the opposition the lead is just a phenomenal addition to this game, and that would have been a class goal right there on the screen from Andy Carroll in the 45th minute. But thankfully for us, it did go wide, and we came on the offensive just before the hour mark with Jamie Vardy on the ball. His cross finds Gary Mackay-Steven, whose header was on target and punched away by I assume it was Adrian in the West Ham goal. Then in the 64th minute, West Ham came on the offensive. They played it to Andy Carroll, whose shot was saved, but the ball rebounded to Alex Song and then was played into Noble, who found Carroll, who found the back of the net to make it 2-0 for the hosts, or so he thought, because the linesman flag was up, and I was so happy to see that. Then in the 72nd minute, we would have an audacious attempt as Jeffrey Schlupp plays the ball to Lesteban Cambiasso, who from 35 yards out launches it, seeing the goalkeeper off his line, but unfortunately it hit the crossbar, went up in the air and went out of play. And then in the 77th minute, West Ham came forward with Song crossing it in towards Zarate, whose header hit the crossbar, thankfully, because Schmeichel was nowhere to be seen. We end that game with a 1-0 defeat. Now, West Ham were the better team, no question about it. They deserved the victory, but why did Schmeichel punch it into the goal? I just don't understand. I'm so mad. But the Leicester City board told us that Richie De Laet is not going to negotiate a contract. He wants to leave, and with his contract expiring, I think I'm going to try and get rid of him in January by maybe offering him as a trade to another team for another player, or hopefully someone will come in with a bid for him. But our next game is against Liverpool, and we're off the back of 4 defeats in a row. 5 games we've played, 1 draw, 1 point from 5 games that amounts to, and that is just no good. Liverpool came on the attack in the 9th minute with Lallana's shot being saved by Kasper Schmeichel, who was given this game to redeem himself, and if he didn't do anything, I was planning on buying a new goalkeeper in January. But Lallana comes across to swing out the corner. He swings it outwards. It goes in towards Martin Skrtel, who goes up, and it comes out to Lambert, whose shot was saved by Schmeichel, not convincingly so. Then Skrtel dispossesses the defender and goes for the finesse shot, which hits off the post, and that was just the beginning of what would be an eventful afternoon, or evening rather, for Martin Skrtel in the Liverpool defence. But Albrighton tried a through ball there and didn't get it. Then he got the ball back, and Powell made an amazing intuitive run through the middle of the defence to get on the end of the ball and shoot into the back of the net and make it 1-0 for us. The Manchester United loanee, who will have been delighted to cause some kind of damage to Liverpool's title hopes, as he makes it 1-0 in a completely unexpected turn of events here at the King Power Stadium. But Ojo's cross finds Wilson at the far post in the 29th minute. His header could only go into the side net. Nothing came of that for Liverpool, and we came on the attack once again just 2 minutes later with Chris Wood on the ball. He finds Anthony Knockaert, who plays it into Powell, who's made another brilliant run through the middle of the defence to find the back of the net with his second shot in the space of, what, 6 minutes, to make it 2-0 to us in just an unbelievable... The way that this game, the way that these events transpired was absolutely quality. Albrighton's shot here, though, was incredibly bad, and I considered transfer listing him, because that was the most woeful attempt I've ever seen on goal in my life. But in the 68th minute, Liverpool were on an all-out attack mode trying to find a goal, and that led them to being extremely susceptible to clever counter-attacks from us, and that's what we did. That's what we spent the last half an hour of the game doing, was counter-attacking Liverpool. And Chris Wood here got a chance to get a shot in from distance, seeing Mignolet off his line, but it went over the bar, unfortunately. But our best chance of the game in the second half came as Liverpool were on the offensive. We broke down the attack with Andy King playing the ball into Mark Albrighton. Again, his first attempted pass didn't work, but then he plays a through ball over the top to Jeffrey Schlupp, who makes it a 2-on-1 situation with Chris Wood in the middle. Schlupp finds Chris Wood, who misses the target completely. However, unbeknownst to me at the time, Mignolet came out and took Schlupp down, and the referee brandishes a red card and points it in Mignolet's direction as he receives his marching orders. Liverpool all out of substitutes and conceding a penalty with nothing to do but put the Slovakian defender Martin Skrtel in goal to try and save the penalty, which was just amazing. But that's what happened. Mignolet walked down to 10 men. Skrtel stands in goal in the goalkeeper jersey, and Jamie Vardy stepped up from the penalty, because I figured after Chris Wood missing that ridiculous chance, he wasn't the best man to try and convert from 12 yards. But unfortunately, I fucked the penalty up, and Skrtel made a fantastic save. It wasn't a fantastic save, it was an easy save. But we came on one more attack in the 90th minute with Schlupp getting on the end of it. His finesse shot was saved with the with the claw of Martin Skrtel, as he just manages to keep it out and keep the score at 2-0. But regardless of the penalty miss, of the Schlupp miss, of everything that happened in that game, we walked away with a 2-0 victory over a far superior team. And they were there for the taking, and I knew it because I started with a 4-3-3 attacking game, because I was looking at the type of team that they play in the players section that you can check out in the if you go to season and then just below calendar there's like team stats, and you can look at the types of teams that teams tend to field. And they were playing Ojo and Wilson on the wings, and I figured from there I could just go and try and exploit the space in the middle, because they weren't going to do much on the counter attack for me, especially with Lambert up front because Sturridge was out injured. And just my tactical gamble, I guess, paid off, and we did end the game with that amazing 2-0 victory. And we find out that Matty James is going to miss 5 days, and Andy King has declined a contract offer, and because of that he won't be willing to review any subsequent offers the club wishes to make, which is a huge shame. But maybe we could use him as some kind of bargaining chip with an attempt to sign a better player later on down the line in January as well. I don't know how it's going to unfold, you know. Maybe we'll get some extra cash injection that I can use, but I don't feel Andy King is worth 20 grand a week at the moment. But yeah, that's been episode 9. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying the series. If you are, please do leave a like. That would be absolutely awesome. I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.